Namaste, friends. Welcome to Yoga Bliss with Shelly, and I am Shelly. Welcome to day 26 of this yoga challenge. Today's practice is inspired for yoga for balance. Do you feel often off balance, not just in your body, in your life, in your relationships, in your career, with your kids if you have kids, in your personal life, in your spiritual life? Let's together get a little balance. Let's get balanced on the mat. Balance our mind, our body, our soul, and our heart together. I encourage you, since this is a home practice, raw, unedited, friends, grab a pillow and a blanket. It can be a bigger pillow, a smaller pillow, whatever works for you, for your comfort, because yoga is about what feels good for you. And if you have some tissue paper, grab yourself a tissue and blow your nose real quick. I know it sounds gross. We're going to do a balancing breath, but you got to get the boogans out. You don't want to have a stuffed nose, so blow your nose. Get out any yucky stuff, which might sound weird, but get it out. Clear your nasal passages, and let's do this together on the mat. Joining me in your favorite Sukhasana. So if you do have those lovely pillows or blankets, join me in your Sukhasana, your crisscross applesauce, also known as the easy pose. The easy pose, I have found, can be actually quite a challenging pose. So allowing ourselves to just root down, to let go of what was happening before this, what's happening after this, allowing ourselves to show up here, giving ourselves so much gratitude for being here. Good job, us. We are amazing. And just observing what it feels like in your spine. In this easy pose, or in life, we often sit very hunched over. We have like the hunchback of Hunchback of Notre Dame. That hunchback, we are texting and driving, really lurching forward, doing your best to find length in that spine, to cultivate balance by really feeling what it feels like to feel off balance. We are often so off kiltered, we don't realize how off balance we are. My children actually have an old school balancing board, and to really find real balance is super challenging. It's so challenging, it's amazing, it's crazy. Tuning in, hands can be resting on knees, or hands can bring to heart center. And setting an intention for yourself, for your practice. For me, it's to get balance, to find this balance in my life today. Find this balance here and to bring it with me. And tuning in for the alternate nostril breath, which is this amazing balancing breath. Options here, creating the hang 10 with the thumb and the pinky. And option two, I'm gonna turn the lights on here because I'm the best recorder ever and I do my own recording and we need some lights. Yes, Shelly, lights. Creating that hang 10 with the hand. Look at me, I am so good at this. Do you know I do all of this by myself, you guys? And I have 3 kids and they're actually at school in the homeschool enrichment program and it's awesome. So this alternate nostril breath, traditionally it's used with the ring finger and the thumb, but you can try out different fingers. So the thumb is going to be on your right nostril, but if you are a lefty, use your left hand. So whatever your dominant hand is. So just trying it out. The goal is to plug the left nostril and the right, never at the same time. You don't want to like constrict your breath completely, but just feel what that feels like. Whatever one works best for you. Option to bend down at the pointer and the middle finger, to just put that here. This is how I was trained in my yoga teacher training, side to side, but I have found I like when I put those 2 fingers on my third eye, it just really helps me. So taking a moment to root down in your seat, putting the thumb on the nostril, exhaling a big breath out, breathing it in, bringing it up and pausing at the third eye, plugging, pausing, exhaling. Don't overthink it, just let it flow. In, pause, exhale. In, pause, exhale. I know when I first started doing this, I got kind of really overwhelmed. So just try to calm it down. Exhale, bring it in. Get out of your head and get into your body. Exhaling, pausing, exhaling, inhaling, pausing, exhaling, and cycling this breath. So this is out, this is in, pause if you didn't get that. With your own breath, taking this at your own pace. This breath is balancing our feminine and our masculine sides. It's putting balance to our solar and our lunar aspects of ourselves, which is the sun and the moon within us. It really helps do this whole run through of our entire system. So really allow yourself to just find that balance within that breath. And on your last cycle, so finishing through the nostrils, allowing yourself to return to a normal breathing pattern, whatever that is to you. Finding that balance within and letting everything go. Inhaling, rolling the shoulders up towards the ears and bringing them back down the back. Inhaling, squeezing into the shoulders. Feeling the balance, and just feel what it feels like from that breath. To me, I feel some fire, but I feel calm and I feel at ease. I was having a little bit of nerves this morning, just because life is life and it gets overwhelming. And for me, this Nadi Sodhana breath, the alternate nostril breath, really does help balance you out, my friends. And pausing and turning the shoulders in the opposite direction, rotating. Inhale slowly, really feeling that engagement of the core coming up through the shoulders and dropping them down, really feeling what it feels like. Opening, if you want to, open up back at the shoulders now. Inhaling the arms to a T. Exhaling, placing up on points of the hands, reaching back behind you. Inhaling in a big chest opening, heart opening breath here, softly, humbly tucking at the chin here. Big breath in, my friends. And using breath as your anchor, not being afraid of the flow of your breath. Inhaling here, finding that length and that strength in the spine for the soft little gentle back bend. Inhale, raising the left arm up high overhead. And these seated poses are those kind of poses where you can feel nothing and you can come into it kind of lazy and sloppily, but find that integrity of the core. I like to envision all of these muscles of the core as a corset, so envision corseting and pulling that. Inhale, raising up. You can even engage through the glutes here. Big, beautiful breath, like a beautiful dancer. I always say I was a dancer in my past life. I love dancing. Sometimes my morning workouts, I will do yoga, and others I'll just dance. And maybe slowly rocking and feeling that shoulder joint. Our shoulder is on this beautiful ball and socket joint, and they're so intricate. All of our ball and socket joints, our hips, our shoulders, elbows, they're so fascinating to me. Allowing yourself to tune into that movement and that stretch, really feeling it here down through the armpit, all the way down this beautiful muscle running down the side of our body. Exhaling slowly and mindfully, allowing that arm to waterfall down to the earth, finding a little engagement there, posting up on the hand, or if pressing into a starfish hand feels good for you. Inhale, raising the opposite arm, coming in, being that beautiful dancer. Feeling what it feels like to open up the heart, softly, humbly tuck at the chin. Exhale, rolling forward. And if you want, you can find a little graceful movement. Yoga, my friends, is a practice. It is not a perfect. I know I say that all the time, but it is so true. We often get so stuck in our heads when we're practicing yoga or doing a workout or an exercise or just everyday life. And we don't let ourselves experience what it is we are to be experiencing here in this moment. Exhale, waterfalling the arm down. Inhale, raising both arms up to the sun here. Palms kissing palms. Anjali Mudra. Exhale, diving forward, rolling at the spine. Exhaling. Inhaling, winging your arms out, raising up, tucking at the chin, opening up at the heart, squeezing the shoulder blades together in the back body. And if you can here, really driving the elbows down towards each other and just feel this beautiful chest opener. To me, this pose, the robin's breath, right here is just like, what is it, universe, world? Give it to me. I'm here. I'm open to whatever it is. Just sending so much love and light to yourself. Being big, taking up space. We oftentimes crouch and try to hide and crouch down, but allow yourself to be big. Take up space. You are an amazing creature. Exhaling, diving forward, curving at the spine, bringing hands, palms kissing palms, creating resistance slowly through the core, finding length and strength through the spine, leading straight up, cultivating energy from the sit bones, the root chakra, letting it cultivate up through all 7 chakras, all the way straight up high to the sun. And if that doesn't resonate with you, just really feeling what it feels like in your spine if you're losing your balance, finding that balance within. And taking 3 robin's breaths at your own pace. Diving. Really opening and spanning your wings out wide. Taking a moment to just be here. Or if you want to go and flow faster, float up, my friend. This is your practice. The beauty of home practice is it's yours. Letting go of judgment of yourself, judgment of others. And wherever you are, taking one last. Maybe opening your wings, shining your heart light, your anahata, your spiritual heart in yoga. Yoga is the union, the joining that body together. Beautiful work, my lovely friends. Exhaling, allowing that leg to hinge out and coming into a tabletop position. And this tabletop is where we're going to find that lovely blanket and make it nice and folded. We often take care of everyone, but we neglect ourselves. So removing any wrinkles and setting it up nicely for you because you deserve it. Giving yourself love, that's what this is about. It's about loving yourself and taking care of yourself. Coming onto all fours into a tabletop position here. Really tuning into the tabletop, feeling those locks, the bandhas within the body. The first one is down low in that Kegel spot. The second is that navel, and the third is your chin. So tuning into one of them. If you can do all 3, awesome. If you can only tune into one, just tuning into one here. Really just feeling the foundations and the balance of your body here. Maybe taking a little free movement that feels good. Swing the hips slowly side to side here. Inhale, raising up in the spine like a black cat on Halloween. And maybe rocking feels good for you. It feels really good for me, so I'm going to go with the flow. Do what feels good for you. Exhale, sinking the navel. And if you want, you can keep these a little bit more still, but my body is just feeling like doing these gentle rocks. So do what feels good. You can just be here, or you can kind of go with the flow, what feels good in your body. And again, letting go of judgment of what's around you and being in your own safe home practice. Exhaling, lengthening the left leg out long. Really tuning into the foot. Really tuning into the thigh. Feeling what it feels like if you're losing balance or not. really tuning into that foot or that knee that is down onto the mat. Cultivating energy in the bottom of the soles of the foot by envisioning that there is an invisible wall here, and our job is to press into it. Exhaling the opposite arm out long, so I'm right arm, left leg. If you are a left leg, put your right arm, or if you're a right leg, put your left arm out. Really finding that corset of core strength, squeezing here, finding length and balance within. Big, beautiful breath, my friend. Letting it go strong and long. Inhale, tucking and curling in. Exhaling, making that long and strong. Inhale, tucking in. Exhaling, making that long and strong here. And if you can, bending that high knee, allowing that opposite arm to float back here. Floating back with that opposite arm and leg. Option here to stay, or option to grab towards the ankle, which can be a little bit challenging here. So if this is too much for you, you can just reach back here. But if you can, grab at that ankle and pull and release and really open up that body here. Big, beautiful breath, my beautiful friends here. Feeling this beautiful stretch on the front of the hamstring and the back of the glutes. Big, beautiful breath, balancing between the hand grounded into the earth and the leg down. Slowly exhaling, unhinging, releasing that arm long and strong. Cultivating that strength, working through the burn here. Inhale, pulsing up with the hand, pulsing up with the leg. Taking 10 of these at your own pace, my friends. 8, 7, 6, you've got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly rolling in, coming back to that tabletop. Feeling that balance now on all fours here. As we're in all fours here, just really tuning into that body. I would say doggy style, but it's probably not super appropriate. But yes, this is also known as doggy style, but we're not going in that. Creeper! Exhaling the opposite foot long, finding that length and strength from the core all the way straight, length and long through the back hind leg. Finding that foot grounded through the 4 points into that invisible wall here. Really tuning into the hand onto the earth. Grounding in through a starfish wide open hand through the pointer finger and the thumb, and pressing all the way, rooting down through the pinky. Exhaling the opposite arm out long and strong here. Finding that length and that balance within. Working through distractions. I've had no distractions during this practice. If you've noticed, it's amazing. Kiddos at school, it's like, whoa, only mommy time. It feels so good to take time for ourselves. Inhale, tucking, journeying with the knee into the elbow. Feeling that strength in the forearm, the strength in the quad on the up arm. Exhaling long and strong. Inhale, tucking. Exhaling long and strong, finding that balance. Inhale, tucking. Exhale, finding length, long line of energy from the fingertips all the way to the heel. Exhaling, bending at the knee, creating a 90-degree angle here. Exhaling the opposite arm back. Option really here, finding that strength in that corset of core strength, flying that arm back for that airplane. Or option to grab at that ankle. And if it just looks like this, really cultivating that balance within. Inhale, opening up, kicking back at the heel, not as much, just compressing. Kicking back at the heel, raising up at the heart, opening up here. Big, beautiful breath, friends. Really feeling that balance being challenged. Feeling that stretch. So much I'm feeling it on my hamstring. It feels amazing on my pant leg. Really cultivating balance of that body. Working through the mental turmoil that always arises. My mind is always like, no, you can't do it, Shelly. Just fall out, just fall out. No, I am strong. You go away, voice inside of my head. Exhale, and no, I'm not schizophrenic. Exhale, pulsating. I'm talking about, if you've ever read Michael A. Singer's The Untethered Soul, and he talks about our ego self, our voice inside of our head, and our inner roommate, always dogging us and telling us that we're not capable, but we are. It's our inner critic. Inhale, pulsing and rising. Exhaling back down. Exhaling the legs long, feeling that stretch. Oh, burning booty cheek. Big toes touching big toes. And this is the time where if you have a pillow, you have the option, you can put that pillow under here, sinking those sit bands bones, sit bones, booty, booty, butt, all the way back long. Or if you have that pillow, you can put that in between the legs here. Exhaling the arms long here for Bhaktasana, or option to take child's pose here. Doing whatever feels best for you and your body. For you, resting your forehead on the mat here. Taking a moment to just feel what it feels like in your body. Feel all that strength that you've cultivated within. Feel it in your hamstrings. Breathe in a big, beautiful, balancing, loving breath to yourself here, friends. And letting it out. Sighing it out. Big, beautiful breath. You're doing amazing. And letting it flow. Cultivating the awareness to what it feels like to feel balanced in your life. I feel like in my life when I'm not feeling balanced, I have not taken any time to care for myself, to give myself self-care. And I know I have 3 kids and I'm going through a lot right now and life gets crazy and hectic, and there are mornings where my mornings just go whoosh and they disappear, but I have to stop, and if I can even just stop and breathe, do that balancing breath or take breaths or affirm to myself that I'm love, I am peace, I am safe. Exhaling, coming back up to all fours. Setting up for a plank pose here. So in this plank pose, really rooting down and grounding through that starfish hand here. Starfish hands wide open, pressing through the pointer and the thumb posting up on one foot and up on the other. Really pressing up through the middle of the back. The shoulders of the back. Really pressing up through the shoulders, tucking, pressing those sit bones all the way back up high. Adho Mukha Savasana. Taking a moment to just walk out that dog here. Really feeling what it feels like. Maybe softly lifting one foot up. Feeling what it feels like a little bit to be off balance. Other foot up. Exhale, diving those sit bones forward for that plank pose. And feeling what it feels like, if you can for a moment. Woo! Lifting one hand up. That might be too much for you. If you can't, go to one knee and feel what, or go to knees. Lift one hand up. Feel what it feels like to be off balance. We get off balanced a lot. Exhaling those sit bones up high to the sky, really driving them up. Maybe if it feels good, taking a soft bend to the knees here. Inhale, raising that right leg up high. Inhale, tucking into the chin. Exhale, finding length and strength. And slowly journeying and exhaling that foot forward. Bringing that foot forward. Exhaling, stepping the opposite foot forward, coming in for Uttasana, a forward fold here. Folding forward here, just allowing that heart to rest forward. And one of my favorite inversions here. Just hanging and letting yourself be. Being beautiful and grounded and strengthened where you are. Inhale, coming up for a halfway lift, halfway lift. So tuning into your knees and your feet, really pressing those feet into the 4 corners here. And rooting into the heart, removing any wrinkles here from the neck, finding that length and strength. Exhaling down to the earth here. Folding forward. Maybe swaying side to side feels good for you. Or maybe walking, twisting, letting one hip push out. Walking to the other side. Pushing that hip out. Beautiful work, my friends. Inhale, raising up to that half flat back. Removing any wrinkles from the neck. Finding that integrity of that lock in the tummy. Exhaling down. And inhaling, slowly and mindfully rolling one vertebrae up at a time. Slowly, slowly rolling, rolling, rolling all the way up, 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 up to Tadasana in the mountain. Whew. I'm getting the tingly, crazy, woo-wee. If you're feeling a little lightheaded or dizzy, it's okay. Just let yourself be grounded. If you need to, hold onto a wall, get yourself a water, drink. Just be here. Feeling what it feels like to be balanced in your feet. So I'm gonna face forward here. Moving that blankie out of the way. Tuning into the feet. Really rooting and grounding down into one of the standing feet and just feeling what it feels like to lift. So option to just lift up here, really rooting down through the 4 corners of the foot, 2 points in the front and 2 in the back. finding that length from all the way from the calf and feeling what it feels like in that hip. That hip naturally likes to pop out and be lazy. Like, this is kind of like, girlfriend. That is literally from junior high school, friends. I graduated from high school in 2001, so yeah, talk to the hand because the face ain't listening. That was totally dorky and ridiculous. But let's not do that. Let's be mature because we're grown-ups, right? Or maybe you are a teenager and I don't know if you do that. Hopefully not. Let's not do that. It's not so cool. Really finding that length, totally embarrassing myself. Squeezing in through the glutes here and feeling what it feels like, and slowly, if you can, bringing that knee up. You can grab the hands and interlace underneath and feeling what that feels like in the balance. And if you're losing balance, that's okay, but really just pressing into those four corners and feeling what that feels like in that knee. Slowly bringing that knee up while finding integrity from the core, that core stuff, core strength, opening up at the heart here, opening up at the body here. And if you can, maybe taking a little soft, gentle bend down. Feeling what it feels like to be off balance. Life is always throwing everything at us. Taking a breath here. And if you can, just slowly coming up and down. Life is throwing things at us all the time. And I often feel off balance, but how can we work with this to find balance in our life? Because there are some people who have one leg, or some people who can't even walk and they find balance in their lives. There are people who suffer from mental disabilities, learning disabilities, or even mental illnesses, and they have to learn. Everyone, we all have to find this balance in our life. We are not always these like perfect whole beings that life tells us that we should be, but we're not. Leaving the shoulds out of it is what one of my girlfriends was telling me. Slowly exhaling that leg down to the earth here and feeling what that feels like. Just feel, allow yourself to be in Tadasana, rooted into those four corners of the feet, feet inside of the hips, finding length and strength from the spine, humble tuck to the chin, cultivating that amazing energy, rushing up, all the way up all those chakras, root chakra, sexual creative chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, our third eye, our intuitive center, and our spiritual crown chakra, all the way up and down. Finding that length and strength. So feel what that feels like. Do you feel off balance? How do you feel when you just do a pose on one side? Now tuning into the other foot, rooting that other foot into the earth, really pressing those four corners of the feet, finding that length from the calf. Always in yoga, we want soft bends to those joints, those beautiful, amazing, intricate joints, just so we're preventing injuries. We never want to lock out. Even if you're double jointed, you don't want to hyperextend your knee. I've seen friends and practitioners who are double jointed, just being aware of those joints and giving them love, because it might not feel like in the moment, but it can cause future injuries. Really tuning into that hip. We don't want to do that, girlfriend. We want to be like, we are grown up, we are awesome, we are in charge, we are balanced. Inhale, raising that foot up high, finding that length in the spine, opening up at the heart here. And if you want to, you can lay hands underneath of the knee, like so, if that feels good for you. And now I'm totally losing my balance. If this feels good for you, or inhale, raising that up, finding that length in the spine. And if you can, opening the heart and squeezing the shoulder blades together here, finding that balance within that body. Big, beautiful breath, my beautiful friends here. You're doing amazing, amazing grace, how sweet the sound. I don't know why I'm singing that, because sometimes we want to sing Amazing Grace, and that's okay. Slowly. Voice and song is the most healing ever. Okay, now I'm losing my balance. Slowly and mindfully, tuning back down, rolling at the ankles, and just taking a moment to shake out and feel, my friends, feel what it feels like. What does it feel like here? What does it feel like here? What does it feel like here? What are you feeling like in your body? Can you work through distractions and find this balance within your body? Awesome, my beautiful friends. So I'm going to turn around, walking to the back of your mat, tuning in. We're going to do this super fun walking vrikshasana, a walking tree. Really rooting down into the foot, so I'll show you properly. Again, we're not going to be like, girlfriend, we're being long and strong and lengthened. Like, We've got this because we have confidence. I've been teaching this to my kids a lot. When you stand with presence, you look more confident, you seem more confident, but when we're like this or having attitudes, weird gestures, it's not as confident or it's not as attractive. So be attractive. Show that you love yourself. Even if you don't feel like it, fake it until you make it. Rise up, tuck at the chin, engage that core. So tuning into that vrikshasana, finding that length and that strength. First option here, and always being aware to bypass the joints. We never want to put pressure on the joints. First option, to kickstand here. This can be really good if you have knee injuries or foot injuries, or for children. I've learned that the tree pose is actually really challenging for kiddos. So this is a really good variation. The second is going to be at the calf. So let's check it out on the calf. So right on the calf. I used to believe that it was, right here on the knee. And it seems, that would be right, but it's actually really bad for your joints. So my friends, be mindful of your body and the health of your body to create this balance. Or third option, a little bit more uber balancing, finding that strength, finding that drishti. In yoga, we use a visual point that is still, bringing that foot into the inner crevice, right by the groin area, finding that length and that strength through the body, through the leg here. And if you need to use your arms for balance, really doing your best to keep this opposite thigh open to finding that length and that strength in that vrikshasana. So choosing the variation that works best for you and taking a step. So slowly planting the foot into the earth, planting and rising up to that tree and pausing here. Finding that length and that strength, finding that balance. You can bring hands to Anjali Mudra. You can slowly grow your branches. Allowing yourself to take a few conscious breaths before you take your next step. Because life comes to us in crazy waves, and even when we're feeling off kilter or off balance, we're in this one-legged pose, we've got to work through it slowly and mindfully, planting that foot heel to toe into the earth. And I encourage you to stick with the same placement on the opposite side of your body to find balance with two of them. Planting that foot where it feels good, finding that length and the strength, growing up at the tree, really finding that integrity through the core. Beautiful work, my friends. Exhaling, big, beautiful breath. We are tall, strong, grounded, balanced trees. Even trees who lose lots of their branches are standing. Some of them fall, but some of them are still standing. Exhaling, stepping that other foot forward. And finding that tree variation, vrikshasana, that works good for you. You are a standing tree. Once you have come to the top of the mat, my friends, slowly journey backwards, because sometimes we have to go backwards in life. Lots of the time we go backwards. Just when we think we're like 3 steps ahead, and then something will come into fruition. It's like, okay, now we're 2 steps back, and we have to be okay with this. Finding that strength and that balance, exhaling. Slowly, woo! And if you're losing your balance, that's okay, because we get off balance sometimes. Lengthen that strength, bypassing those joints. Your big, beautiful breath, growing up at that tree, my friends. Exhaling, wonderful work. And slowly falling out or floating out. And then allowing yourself to shake it out. I love shaking after a balancing pose. Shake, maybe you want to shake it on out. Do a little shake in a circle one way, shake in a circle the other way. Maybe you want to shake your arms up high. Be silly, let go. Yoga doesn't have to be so serious. Shake it on out, my friends. Big, beautiful breath. Coming back to that Tadasana. We're going to finish with some Qigong inspired movements. I love Qigong. After we shake out our arms here, rooting into the 4 corners of the feet, and allowing the arms to cross. Just finding a few twists, tuning into that breath. Still tuning into that intention of balancing, finding that integrity of the spine. And this is, again, one of those things where you can just lazily flop your arms, or you can find that grace and that strength and that confidence within, and you can allow the arms to actually come in almost like a pat. Make a fist and pat. It's a twist. And we're cultivating on these meridians within our being. Or you can just wrap slowly. Or you can just flow. Flow with it, friends. Just let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. I'm in the singing mood. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. I often think that songs come to us as a sign, and when we can be open to them, it's like, oh yeah, let it be, Shelly. Don't force it. Don't try to whack your meridian if it doesn't feel good. Just let it be. And slowly, if you can, let the arms raise up. Pew! Just bringing them up. Challenging yourself, twisting a little higher. Letting it be. Finding that balance within movement. Feels good, huh? It's fun. It feels like a child on a swing. It's just like, it's free. And maybe, if you want to, you can just be like a child and spin your arms out wide. It feels so free. It kind of makes me a little dizzy. Just let yourself be free, my friends. Maybe floating back to Tadasana. Allowing that body to be here. And if you feel compelled to take a forward fold after that, if you feel something that you need a little bounce, you can fold forward here for a moment. Just let that spine kind of straighten out, wiggle on out, folding forward, and slowly rising up here. Finding that balance. I usually like to finish laying down. Since today is a balancing practice, I would love to end in Tadasana. So allowing just those feet in the four corners of the earth. And this is a Qigong practice, but we can turn it into whatever. Envision your favorite flower or your favorite tree. Allowing your arms maybe to float down. And envision the wind just softly blowing you side to side, or maybe you're a dandelion. Just swaying. Feeling what that feels like within you to find that balance within. Slowly, just feeling what it feels like in each foot, maybe releasing some of the weight from one foot and coming into the other. Feeling that balance. Big, beautiful breath in. Cultivating that balance. And when you're ready, you can slowly come to neutral. Bringing the hands, palms, kissing palms in Anjali Mudra. Breathing in a big balancing breath for yourself. And letting it sigh out. One more, my friends. Let it go. And know that wherever you are at today, wherever you are at in your practice in life, that we can find this balance within us. I had so much fun in this practice, just doing fun things, child things, serious strengthening things, being a goofball, being my authentic self. I encourage you to find balance in your life, to be your real self, to let yourself have fun and enjoy things, and sometimes go off of your plans, even if like this, writing out a class and saying, oh, well, I didn't stick to my class plan, but I had fun and I feel good and I'm feeling more balance inside of my life. I love you so much, and I hope that you find value to this. And if you are enjoying this yoga challenge, please thumbs us up, and better yet, subscribe and share this with people that you love. And again, just find that balance, use that breath, use mindful words that you choose, words that boost you up, and try your best to get rid of the mean self-talk from that inner critic, that voice inside of your head. If you look in the mirror and say, oh, I look terrible, or I feel bad, let's choose to switch it. I'm beautiful, I love myself, I'm amazing, I accept myself just as I am, because you are amazing. And like the Beatles song, let it be, let it be, let it be, whisper words of wisdom. You have that wisdom, and just let the moment be and allow yourself to open up to that. I hope you enjoyed all my singing songs. I'm always singing songs because sing song is very healing for me. Hands to the third eye. Namaste, my beautiful friends.